right, always on Food City Friday. We're having such a great time in the kitchen, and Chef Julie is here today, and you brought us some stuff out of your garden.
Out of my garden. Some of this is out of my garden, and
Yeah.
the other stuff's out of the Food City produce aisle, which has plenty of stuff,
which is really
awesome.
fresh as well.
That's
So-
right. Let me just hit a few quick ideas here right at the top. One of the best things to have is a tomato in summertime.
My
Who
tomatoes
doesn't? I
aren't
know.
here. Are your tomatoes
well,
here
mine
yet?
are here, but I'm kind of in between harvests.
Oh, look at that.
So you just take your tomatoes, slice them, drizzle with a little olive oil, a little salt and pepper, put some fresh basil on top.
Oh,
and it is just the most delicious thing ever. And you can just sit there and eat them with a fork. It's
good.
so
And
delicious.
basil complements a fresh
Absolutely.
tomato so well.
You know what's
or a
good
little
with that
fresh
too? Take a little
mozzarella.
cracker, put that on there.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
That would work. Let's say you've got lots of tomatoes that have come in all at once, and maybe
Yeah.
some of them aren't super pretty, and
Okay.
you want to cut out the bad spots. What I like to do is I get a big metal pot, I put all my tomatoes that are extra that I can't eat fresh, I chop them up, chop, 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 and cook them down into a sauce. This sauce is from last year, to be leave it out of my own garden last year that I made. Yes, and then you can freeze it, which is what I did. So that way you don't waste all that amazing harvest that you
That
have.
is, how many tomatoes was that?
I have no idea. I had a big old pot, but I just put them all
And you
in
can do
there.
so many things with that.
You really can. You really can. You said you had cucumbers coming in.
The cucumbers are in. They're doing great.
So
I
this
got
is a
lots.
simple little dip here. You just take some plain Greek yogurt and you can add some of your favorite ranch dip into it. And you
Okay.
have no fat. It's really good for you and it tastes delicious.
That is nice, and it makes your cucumbers, you know, gives you a little
Right.
after the 17th cucumbber in 1 week. You're looking for a little
Now
something
this
different.
this is one of my favorites. I'm calling it Garden Medley, and I have a lot of Swiss chard at my house. This is
It's
one of my.
so
Isn't it
pretty.
beautiful?
I love the different colors.
The different
orange and the
colors,
yellow.
right? It's so pretty, and you can use the stalk. So when I make a garden medley, I just take whatever's growing in my garden and I cut it up and I saute it. Take the stalk from the Swiss chard and go ahead and cut on up into it just a little bit to get that thickest part, and cut
Okay.
it up just like celery. I would saute that first, along with any onion, pepper I have, any aromatics. You start with the things that take the longest to cook,
Okay.
and then you add other things. I've been using coconut oil lately as
That
my
is
cooking,
so
which
much
adds
better
a
for
nice
you.
flavor as well as the health benefits.
Yeah.
And then you can put in your zucchini, you can put in corn, whatever you have. And I always end with the leaves of the Swiss chard last, along with fresh tomato just to heat through.
So you can use literally everything on
Every
this.
bit of
You're-
that.
You're
You don't want to
using
waste
this
it.
and
It's so
celery.
delicious. So
And
delicious.
Look how pretty the
It's
color
very
is in
pretty.
there.
Yeah, it's very
You've got
colorful.
your tomatoes.
Now here
zucchini.
I've served it with some salmon on top, and I'm going to hit that real quick for us. If you get a thing of foil
I love
and
salmon.
just put a little bit of olive oil on there,
Right.
Okay.
and then just a little bit. I love this everything salt grinder.
that is
It's
good
got
stuff.
just a little bit of everything in there, and then you pop your little fish on here. I've got some delicious salmon. Put a little bit more olive oil on there. Kind of move that around. Hit it again with your liberally. It takes
Look at
more
you
than you
go.
think.
Always
Okay.
better to season before you cook.
Exactly. Well, yeah, otherwise you don't get the flavor.
That's right.
You lay on some nice lemon slices, put a little parsley, you fold the whole thing up, make a nice little packet out of it.
No dishes, no
No
pan.
dishes.
I love it.
And then if you'll hand me this right
Right
here,
here.
when it's all cooked, this is the result. I cook it on a
There we
baking
go.
pan because
Okay.
you will get a little bit,
Sure.
just a little bit of
Oh, look
juices
at
out.
that.
But isn't that beautiful?
Oh,
and
that's
then
so
the
pretty.
amazing juices that come out of here, and you put that on top of your
Here, let's show
garden
everybody
medley.
this, because that
it
is
is
so
so delicious. And you can of course take the lemon and stuff right off. You don't have to eat that part.
Now, how long did you keep
About
this in the oven?
20 minutes.
Okay.
It depends on how thick your fish
Right.
is
Right.
and how much you're doing. You can stop and check it between 20 and 25 at about 400 degrees is what I do at home.
And when do you know it's about?
When it's opaque. When your
Okay.
skin, when the flesh of the fish is opaque, you know it's done. And you don't want to go too far. You don't want to overcook it.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing is, if you're off a little bit because it's steamed, you have a little bit of grace.
Oh,
and so that way, if you're not dead on the money, it's okay because
I never seem to be
you've
dead
kept it
on
all
the
to-
money.
right, but that gives you some insurance.
Yeah.
And so that, and the flavor of the fish doesn't fill the entire house,
Yeah.
which I have a husband who's not a fish fan, so I kind
there you
of
go.
came up
And
with
it's,
this
but
method to
it's
help him
so
out.
good and it's
Yeah.
so healthy.
It's so healthy. So you put this with your garden medley. Oh my gosh, it's so delicious. You're not suffering by eating healthy here.
No, it's
Not in
healthiness
any
and
way
happiness all
whatsoever.
on a plate. All right, and you've got some more recipes
I
that we're going
have
to hit
some
coming
more.
up in a little bit. But first, we want to give everybody a website. We have foodcity.com, bakingwithjulie.com. You can find out more on all this and so much more. Hey, stick around. We're going to
Yep.
go hunting
Yeah.
treasures
That'll
next.
be fun.